All right, let's talk about Michael Penix, who had a very up and down performance for the Atlanta Falcons. There was a lot of good, there was a lot of not so good in this game, which is probably to be expected from a first round pick who is playing in just their second NFL start. And the first was against the Giants when pretty much everything went well. This is definitely a different animal. Let's talk about what went right and what went wrong. And first, let's start off with kind of both. There were some plays I thought where Penix made some really good throws, and ultimately they just didn't matter, like this one, for example. Actually, real quick before I do, I will mention I do have a movie channel. If you like watching movies, like talking about movies, I do like movie reviews and stuff like that. The link is in the description below. It's called Jackson Kruger Movies. But yeah, anyway, so this play, it's a cover 2 zone. The route you see on the screen, one that can definitely work against this situation, so let's see what happens. Penix is going to take the snap, and right here, I mean, it's a tough play, but you see Cardale Hodge, there's a little bit of a window here. I mean, this is going to have to be a perfect throw, and obviously the issue is you don't want to kind of throw a hospital ball here. Although this is still a really good throw, that could have been a big completion, and hey, you're fighting for the playoffs, so sometimes you gotta, your receiver has to make a tough catch. It is what it is. Take a big hit. That one, though, had an opportunity to hit. This play was a huge play in the game. It's a 3rd down and 11 here. This was one I want to talk about kind of in the same vein. Kyle Pitts one-on-one. If they don't make it here, it's not victory formation, but it's tough. You see that Penix is going to take the snap. He looks in Pitts' direction, fires in this direction, and as of right here, is this open? Not really. There is not much separation at all. However, this is still a really good throw, and Pitts has a chance. Now, Collinsworth said he would have rather seen Penix put some more air under it on this one, but there's a safety there. Like, I think that was a fair criticism on some other plays. This one, I don't really have an issue with. I think this was a catchable ball. Pitts just wasn't able to make it work. And, of course, Penix had some, just good plays that worked. Like this one, it's a cover 3 zone. You have Drake London running a route going towards the sideline. As you see, we'll touch on this more later on, but London, really hard to cover, is getting open, although not wide open. This is going to have to be a good throw from Penix. However, Penix does make a great throw, and they're able to pick up that completion and get out of bounds. So he made a lot of really good plays. He really did. This was not a perfect game from Michael Penix. In fact, there were a decent amount of issues as well. First, let's talk about the interception to start the game, which if you're a Falcons fan, you're thinking, oh no, we don't want this to happen. But it's a cover 2 man play right here on a 3rd down and 8. It's the opening drive. Penix is going to take the snap. He looks over and he's going to fire. And this is just a miscommunication. Where you see in the yellow circle, that's the receiver that Penix is looking towards. I believe the coaching staff said that this was the receiver's fault, not Penix's fault. So, not ideal there, and you have to wonder how much of this is just these guys not playing together that much. Penix didn't have first-team reps for most of the season, so he's not used to these guys playing. The ball goes right into a safety's hands right there, although I would say that's Chris Blair. I wouldn't be shocked if he's had some second-team reps here this season as well, so I don't know what happened, but either way, not ideal. That one's not a huge deal for Penix, but there were just some missed throws in this game that were not miscommunications. In fact, let's go to the missed throw montage right here, although I will say some of these could be miscommunications, like maybe on that one he thought his receiver was cutting earlier, but there were a lot of missed throws. This one, I wonder if that one I actually think was a miscommunication, but then there were some that I think were just misfires. Like that one, that's just a missed location on there. Here's a 3rd down and 6. Bijan wide open for what would have been a touchdown. He missed that one. This one is not a bad play, although I would say, again, talking about what Collinsworth brought up on the broadcast, Penix could have put more air under it, and that's something that definitely is a thing. He has such a strong arm. Sometimes you got to just, not throw it as hard. Give your receiver a chance to adjust to it. Again, it's something that rookies just have to learn, and he'll learn and he'll get it, but it's a thing that in this game he has to get it down. But yeah, there were some other ones. This one on a 2nd down and 5, you're going to see him kind of just, looks like pulled that one a little bit almost. Here on the 3rd and goal, this I thought was going to be, that was their opportunity. They scored on the next play. We'll touch on that later. Also this one, which this would have won the game. I mean, this play would have won the game for the Falcons almost certainly. They would have been in field goal range, and I don't mean 56-yard field goal. They would have had a chance probably for, a 40-plus yard field goal here had Penix made this throw. again, I can't help but think about how Bo Nix, I did similar montages when he first entered the league of he was doing this, and then he kind of got the hang of it week 4 and was able to get into the groove. You just can't help but wonder with this stuff for Atlanta. They made such an effort to not play Penix. He barely played preseason. They waited all the way until the Giants game to finally put him in. You have to wonder, had they made the move earlier or had they given him more first-team reps, played him more into preseason, I'm not saying all these issues would have been fixed, but I think a good chunk of them could have been. It feels like that was a mistake. You can't blame Penix. I mean, he's been thrown into the fire and honestly did a pretty all right job, but these were issues. Also, the other issue I want to talk about, a couple of fumbles here. So while the interception wasn't really his fault, this one, it's a 3rd down and 5. It's a 7-point game. You're going to see Michael Penix takes the snap, and with some contact, he ends up losing the football, only had one hand on the ball. That's never good. So this was the first fumble. It was not the only fumble he had in this game. Also, this play, which, again, I mean, I don't know how much you want to put on him, but these were both plays where he fumbled the football, and at the end of the day, you do have to protect the football. Why Cousins isn't a starter is because he couldn't protect the football. You got to get a little better at that. Line has to block better on these plays too. That's totally fair to say. But again, rookie mistakes, things he has to improve upon. Knowing how to navigate an NFL pocket and not lose the football, that's something he has to work on. And I'm sure he'll get better at it, but as of right now, I mean, it's tough. He's in his 2nd NFL game. What is he supposed to do? Although I now want to go over here because Penix really did make some nice plays in this game, especially this drive, which I showed he had the one missed throw in this drive, but he made some clutch plays here. So again, down 7 points with 4 minutes left. The season's on the line. I know technically they're still alive for a playoff spot, but the mindset, if you're a Falcons fan, if you're a Falcons player, is this: we have to win out to get in. Not actually true, but that's what your mindset is. It's a man coverage concept, and you see, it's Drake London. I mean, Drake London's such a good receiver. Watch as when Penix takes the snap, he's going to look in London's direction. He fires in London's direction, and they're able to pick up a key conversion on 3rd down and 5. Don't have to worry about a 4th down, which maybe they punt on. It would have been an option with 4 minutes left and a couple timeouts. Certainly if they lose yards, they probably punt on it. I think they probably go for it, but it's a situation you want to avoid, and they were able to avoid. Later on, it's a 4th and 11, and now you have to go for it. Only 2.5 minutes left, and you're at midfield, so it's not like you are in easy field goal range to lose the game. But here, it's a one-on-one matchup. You see, again, Drake London, and Drake London's so good. This play from Penix, I mean, this isn't even that difficult of a play for Penix, to be honest. I mean, I don't know how you get this open on a 4th down and 11. I don't know what the Commanders are doing. I don't know why there's only a single safety deep. Not great stuff here, but hey, take advantage if you're the Falcons, right? London not only makes the grab, he's going to make a guy miss. This helped them get close to the end zone. There was then the Bijan Robinson botched wildcat play that bumped them out. But they were able to get back into a situation where they had a chance. It's right here. It's going to be a 4th down and goal situation, and the Commanders are going to be in a cover 2 zone. So you see the route that Pitts is running. There will be a little bit of a window, but it's not going to be big. Watch, you see Penix take the snap, and right here, I mean, this is, talk about a mailbox throw, right? This is the biggest spot of, his playing career in the NFL, which hasn't gone on for a while, but still, a huge spot, season on the line. If they don't get it here, the game isn't technically over, but it's over. If they don't get it here, game's over. But look at that, just beautiful throw from Penix, a great catch from Kyle Pitts as well. Hey, good on him making the clutch catch when he had to. So, really good stuff by both of those two guys. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good of Penix. I think Penix is legit. I think Penix is going to be a great player in the NFL. I don't think he's that now. That's kind of how I view it. I am going to be mean to the Falcons coaching staff here. There's no reason he shouldn't have at least played in the preseason. I'm not sure if it would have helped you and how much it would have helped you, but I think it would have helped him some. I think it would have helped him get up to, NFL speed to some degree, even if it's just backups. That still is a different level than college. It just is. And after the Broncos loss, really, this season, I was saying the Falcons need to move on from Cousins. They played him against the Chargers, lost that game because of him. They played him against the Vikings, weren't able to be competitive in that game because of him, and then played him in the Raiders game and won, but barely. Had they moved on from Penix or had to move on from Cousins a little bit earlier and played Penix, I think he would have been more comfortable in this game, and I don't think it would have cost them any wins that they did get with Cousins. So it's easy to say it in hindsight, but I said it in foresight as well. So to me, that's the biggest issue. Penix, under the circumstances, was honestly awesome, given like the fact that he came in second NFL start, really his first game, like the real game. The Giants game got away from the Giants immediately. On the road, playoff atmosphere, held his own. If they win the coin toss, maybe wins the game. He played great given the circumstances, but if the circumstances were better, he could have been a winner as well. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.